It's time to head back to Bayside again. Peacock Saved by the Bell season 2. It's time to talk about it. Let's go. What's going on, everyone? Welcome to Klepcx FM, brought to you by WeAreCritiX.com, a place where we talk about movies, television, and pop culture. And if you're into that kind of thing, make sure you hit the subscribe key and that notification bell so you can be up to speed about everything that I talk about here. Now, ladies and gentlemen, Saved by the Bell Season 2, the reboot revival, has just hit Peacock today. And I had the opportunity to check it out. I saw the whole thing, the entire 10-episode series. And it's time to talk about what I thought about it. But before I talk about what I thought about it, let's talk about what this thing is. Saved by the Bell Season 2, aka Redo, is the revival of the 1990s sitcom that some like myself and others have grown up on knowing for years, that featured Zach Morris, Kelly Kapowski, Lisa Turtle, Jesse Spano, and Samuel Screech Powers, and of course Mario Lopez as AC Slater. Now we're following some new kids, some who are children of the original cast members, and some who are just new kids from the outside of Bayside. With the first season, where it started, Zach Morris was the governor of California. He made a harebrained decision and somehow integrated some inner city children with the kids from Bayside, and then the schools merged. So now you have a more mixture of children, more mixture of kids within Bayside, which I didn't agree with in the original and the first season, because as much as I've known Bayside, there's always been like a mix of students that used to go there, but they kind of made this us against them kind of thing with the new series, rich kids versus inner city kids, more diverse kids. So that was kind of like the butt of the joke, fish out of water type story. I didn't really think that it was going to do as well as it did, and it was received, I guess, well, and it got a season 2. And that's where we are today, folks. So it's time to talk about what did I think about season 2, which, follows the new kids, Daisy, Mac Morris, which is the son of Zach, Jamie Spano, who's the son of Jesse Spano, Aisha, who is best friends with Daisy, Devontae, new kid as well, and then we have Lexi, who is the first transgender character to hit Bayside, and she's very much the heart of the show. She's very very talented. But what did I think about season 2 of Saved by the Bell? This show, what they have done with this franchise, I should call it, because we're already well into, I don't know how many different variations of this show. It's very hard sometimes to take it seriously. Like, I can't tell if this thing is a parody of what it once was, because every single time it manages to find itself, every single time. Because there's times when you're watching it in season 2 where you're like, I can get with this. The writing is where it should be. It's pulling you in, and it does something, and then it gets really weird. Like, I can't tell if they're trying to make a joke about what this thing is or was, or if they're genuinely just trying to expand this legacy and continue it going. So the whole time the thing feels like an SNL joke. Like, all the time. Not all the time, but most of the time it feels like an SNL joke. There are, a lot of the very first part of this season is like directly just tearing from the original. A lot of, you could call them nods, but they're really just ripping plot from the original series and kind of putting like this campy twist on it. So like I said, I can't tell, is it making fun of it, or is it really just trying to build from it? They were, nodding towards the dances that the older kids used to go to and throwing them. They make reference to the pandemic, and trust me, guys, there's going to be a little bit of spoilers in this. I should have said this in the beginning, but there will be a little bit of spoilers in this thing. If you don't want these spoilers, please just step away, watch the show, come back. Otherwise, I'm going all in. So they have, they make fun of these the dances that the kids used to go to back in the 90s, and they put them all into this one episode as a makeup for the pandemic time that we all went through. a lot of callbacks to the dance, the song. There was a song that played in the background when Kelly and Zach broke up. A lot of people probably don't remember, but I remember it. What was it? How was I supposed to live without you? That plays in the background during a scene with Daisy and another gentleman, which kind of, it's a good nod and it's a funny laugh. So it kind of worked in the scene, I guess. But it was like, do we need it? There was also a nod to the brainwashing episode from the old one, and then they threw the brainwashing concept within this series with the Beau Revere tape. I don't know if a lot of you remember that. All the real Saved by the Bell fans will remember that episode when Zach Morris had brainwashed people through this tape. This popular pop singer named Beau Revere. They do the same thing in this season as well. So it's like, and then there's a lot of other stuff that comes along throughout the series. Not as much as in the beginning, but as it progresses, it kind of finds its own shape. But then it manages to go right back. And that's the part that's a little frustrating for me. Excuse me. One cool nod that they did that I really, really appreciated was they finally paid respects to Dustin Diamond, aka Samuel Screech Powers. It sucks that he wasn't able to be a part of this, because I think the campiness would really, really work the way it's supposed to work had we had the mascot, so to say, no pun, because everyone knows that Screech was the mascot. I just feel like there's a lot missing without him. Regardless of the problems that everybody was having, there's a tone, there's a sense of some aura that's missing, that he's not a part of this. And I wish that he could still be here with us. We lost him, and that one little piece that they do to pay their respects lets you know how much he's missed, even from an audience standpoint. I don't know, what the actors and stuff, I'm pretty sure they all have their own feelings towards this thing, but he was a big chunk of the Saved by the Bell legacy, and he's no longer with us. So that was something that I appreciated that they did. Little too late, if you ask me, but it really was great to see that was put into this season. Some funny things that I did think were kind of very awkward but very funny was they made a reference to Jesse in Showgirls. Showgirls is now canon with Saved by the Bell. It was kind of awkward and kind of weird, but they threw it in there, and it was enough to make me chuckle enough. Like I accepted it for what it was, but I thought it was kind of weird. I was like, why are they doing that? But yeah, it was funny the way that they threw that in there. But yeah, man, I want to love this because I was such a huge fan of Saved by the Bell that I really just go back to it whenever I see that name come up on it. They still haven't changed the title song. It's still Lil Yachty, I believe it was, who did the season 1, but he comes back and does the same thing. There was this one episode that they did that was pretty interesting, where they changed the title, the title song, and they changed the title of the show. I'm not going to spoil that. You guys are going to have to watch it on your own, but there was an episode where they changed things to kind of show a different perspective of what's going on in the story, which was kind of cool. I kind of dug that because it was just something different. But this thing, like I said, I don't expect this thing to really catch its own shape until maybe a season 3. If it gets a season 3. I think it will at this point. I think it's on auto drive right now. But season 3, I think, is where they gotta... I appreciate the nods. Trust me, I'm a fan. I'm a huge fan. I appreciate the nods. But when you're directly taking plot points and throwing them in the newer episodes, it's kind of like, I don't know, it's like kind of disrespectful. Like, this thing has potential to be its own thing. And I saw elements of that in this season. And they don't need to keep going back and bringing back the things that the older cast did, because it worked then. This thing, now it's just like, it's the butt of the joke. Like, you're just taking from the classic to kind of make fun of it. But there are some good episodes. They're like towards the end. Like, I love the episode where they're building up the whole season. The whole season is building up to this like spirit competition that we all remember from the original they did, but it wasn't as cool as this one, the newer one. The new one, the build up is a little bit better. And a lot of the episodes in this feel a lot more cohesive. I can tell you, the writing in this is better. It's better than the first one, in my opinion. I think the writing is better, and they lose me when they keep going back. Stay focused on the newer stuff. Yeah, I don't want to keep, I don't want to. I want you guys to go in and see what yourself, because I'm all about what you guys think. I just want to give you my valid opinion about what I think this show, where it's at, and what it does for me as a real hardcore Saved by the Bell fan since day one, since Good Morning Miss Bliss. I'm telling you, I've been attached to this. I grew up with this show. I grew up with it. So when I see what they're doing with it now, I'm trying to be on a positive note. First season did not work for me. I was not a fan of it at all. I hated it. I didn't like what they were trying to do. It felt too SNL for me. But this one, it has its potential. Now that I know these characters and who they are and what they like, it has its potential. They just need to stop making the original the butt of the joke. Because fair to say, our original cast, they're looking really foolish in this show. Like really too foolish for me. Like I can't take any of them seriously. I want to, but I really can't. Maybe Slater is probably the only one that, to me, if it was just Slater and maybe even Jesse, like if it was just Slater and Jesse, I may appreciate this a little bit more. But the fact that they brought back Lisa now, looks like she's gonna be a regular. Kelly's back now. Zach's back. They're all back. Everyone's back except for Screech. They just look really silly. Like it kind of rubs me the wrong way, because that's legacy right there. I don't know, guys. Let me know what you thought. If you guys saw Saved by the Bell season 2, what did you think? Are you excited if they do a season 3? I'm pretty much thinking they're gonna get a season 3. This thing's on autopilot, guys. It's gonna get a season 3. If it doesn't, I'll be really shocked. It's coming out. It's out today. It's already out. It's on Peacock, so you guys can go stream it on Peacock right now. 10 episodes long, half an hour piece. And let me know what you guys thought, man. I really want to know what you guys thought. I thought it was a lot better than the first season, originality wise, and like some of the plot points, and the fleshing out some of the characters and giving us a little more who they are and where they're going. Shout out to what's his name, Dexter Darden. He plays Devontae. That dude's voice is phenomenal, man. Like, he gets to do some things in this one like he kind of did in the first season. They gotta let this guy sing in everything. Like, please let him sing in every season, every episode, because the guy is phenomenal. I love what he does. Yeah, man. Other than that, guys, let me know what you thought. Like, comment, share. Make sure you subscribe. And for more movie news, television news, pop culture, and my podcast, Critics Talk, guys, check out wearecritics.com. And I will talk to you all later. Peace.